The fixtures are out. Spurs will face Brentford away on the opening day of the new season. The new shirts are out as well. And Tottenham Hotspur want to continue to get business done. Reports from The Athletic are stating that Spurs are offering Sandro Tonali big money to join them this summer. And Luka Vuskovic, he could be putting in a transfer request because he wants to join Brighton and Spurs are not willing to let him go for just £45 million. Various reports are stating that Spurs are demanding £70 million for the Croatia centre-back. Hi everyone, hope you're well. Chris Cowlin here. This is another edition of Tottenham News where I'll be going through all the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit the subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. So it was a busy day on Friday for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. It was the official kit launch day. The home shirt, the away shirt and the goalkeeper shirt were all released and they are all on sale now at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and all Nike stores. And it was also fixture release day for the 2026-2027 season. Spurs will start the Premier League campaign away at Brentford at the G-Tech Community Stadium on Saturday the 22nd of August and it will be live on Sky Sports at 5:30 p.m. 4 days later, we play in the Carabao Cup second round, and then we will play our second game in the Premier League at home against Newcastle on the 29th of August at 3 p.m. Followed by September games away at Nottingham Forest in the Premier League, and then hopefully a third round Carabao Cup game, and then at home to Everton in the Premier League, and at home to Aston Villa in the Premier League. Now, key dates, the North London derby, we will play Arsenal in December. We will also play them in May. And the last game of the season is away at Aston Villa at Villa Park on the 30th of May, 4 p.m. kickoff. Also on Friday, new Tottenham Hotspur signing Andy Robertson featured at the World Cup for Scotland. Andy Robertson played the duration as Scotland fell to a 1-0 defeat against 2022 World Cup semi-finalists Morocco in Boston on Friday evening. David Ornstein from The Athletic has stated that Spurs have offered Sandro Tonali big money to join them this summer, and Fabrizio Romano has stated a number of times that this deal is on and Spurs are pushing hard to sign the Italy international. Team Talk have just stated that Spurs are interested in Crystal Palace star Adam Wharton and are prepared to enter the race for the midfielder this summer. Various reports are stating that Adam Wharton will be available, but Spurs and other clubs, if they want him, would need to spend at least £100 million. Fabrizio Romano has also stated that Matheus Fernandes talks continue as Manchester United have been in direct talks with his camp and West Ham for a number of weeks, and Tottenham also called the player's agent to try and enter this deal. Fabrizio Romano has also stated a new bid from Brighton to Spurs for Luka Vuskovic, proposal worth £42 million plus £3 million in add-ons. Vuskovic keen on a deal to find space and play on a regular basis. Brighton and Tottenham remained locked in negotiations. Now, Spurs defender Luka Vuskovic has actually liked Fabrizio Romano's post about Brighton submitting a new bid for him, and talking about the links to Brighton, Vuskovic, whilst on international duty at the World Cup, has stated, "I'm focused on the World Cup at the moment, but my goal is to have a season at a club in which I will play where they want me, and we will see what happens in the coming days and weeks." Now, the Standard have just reported that Brighton have submitted a £45 million bid for the Spurs and Croatia defender, and the defender now is prepared to submit a transfer request to force Tottenham exit. The centre-back is keen to leave Tottenham, and Fabrizio Romano on this story, he has stated despite other reports and despite other clubs being interested in him, he only wants to join Brighton. He wants to play in the Premier League. On Friday, I interviewed Tottenham Hotspur legend Ledley King, boxer Vidal Riley and Spurs women's star Jess Naz, all about the kit launch and all about Tottenham Hotspur next season. This is what they had to say. Ledley, great to see you again. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Kit launch today.
Yep.
You're wearing the kit. What do you make of them?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Very cool, very trendy, vibrant. I think it represents Tottenham as a community, and I think the kids are loving it, because when it comes to picking the kit, they all chose this one.
They all went the away.
Yeah, I think they saw me in it, but thought it looked good. So yeah.
Over the years, do you have a particularly favourite one?
Do you know what? I think when you make special moments in a kit, they're the ones that are most important to me. So obviously, lifting the Cowlin Cup in that kit, that's obviously a picture I see a lot of. And yeah, there was a few over the years. There was a few that I wasn't big fans of as well. Remember the old Kappa one?
Yeah,
the stretchy one. I wasn't the biggest fan of that. So, but listen, at the end of the day, the players are there to do a job regardless, and we're just lucky that we normally have very good kits.
Now today, of course, the club have launched a film that celebrates Tottenham, familiar locations, creative energy, people and culture. You also feature. How was that?
Yeah, really good, really good. As I say, Tottenham is a big part of this the community, and to bring everyone together to film, I thought it was a great idea, and I thought it worked out really well. Yeah.
With the new kits, of course, it does signal the start of a new era built on reconnection. How important is that connection between the club and the fans?
Yeah, it's always important, really vital. And I don't think it's ever been lost. I think we saw evidence of that last season. When the team were going through a difficult spell, it was the fans that really lifted them and got them over the line. So it's just about us as a club, just making sure that we give back and make sure we I don't want to say reconnect, but make sure we keep that same energy that we finish the season off with, that real feel-good factor, and hopefully we can build on that.
We're at another Tottenham Foundation event here. How important is the foundation to the club, and perhaps you can talk a little bit about what they do? Yeah,
the foundation's vitally important. Even back in the days when I was playing, we'd come out into the community, and I think it's great for young people to see the players, to speak to them, to be able to touch them, to feel them, just to know that they're real people. I think that sends a big, powerful message. Just to know that with hard work they can achieve the same things. These are not robots, these are not machines that we're seeing. These are people that grew up just like the people here today, that worked hard, had a dream, and believed in themselves. And that's the positive message that normally comes across when we're at these events.
Not only is it, of course, kit launch day, but of course the fixtures come out for the Tottenham Hotspur men's team. They start at Brentford away, Newcastle at home, and then Forest away. How difficult are these going to be?
Do you know what? There's no easy games, is there? There's no easy games in the Premier League. As players, you kind of you accept what you're given. The way the fixtures play out is the way they play out. And when you're feeling good and confident, you only see 3 points in any fixture, regardless. So yeah, it's going to be. It's always it's tough for every team at the start of the season, because you just don't know who's going to hit the ground running. But so the players feeling confident will see a chance to get 3 points in the first game and then move from there.
When the fixtures come out, of course, the fans are very, very excited. What is it like from a player's point of view? Are you sitting there waiting for those fixtures, looking for the North London derby and key games?
100%. And it's funny. I can remember being on tournaments before. So you're with all your international teammates, and the fixtures come out as it would done at the World Cup now. And it's a chance to have a bit of banter, especially if you're coming up against someone who's in, the squad with you. It was always something that we always look forward to.
You mentioned the World Cup there. How much are you enjoying watching the World Cup, and what chances do you give England of winning the competition?
I'll give us a good chance. I think showed a lot of really good signs, especially in the second half. I think it's always going to come down to our strength in depth. I think the way Tuchel's going to have to keep keep everyone in the squad engaged, and the players who are not on the pitch to start the game, knowing that they're going to come on to make a difference in the second half, and that's going to be key to us going far in the tournament. There's a few other teams, of course. France look very good, and that Spain and the likes of Argentina will be there or thereabouts as well. So, but yeah, I think I was really impressed with England, especially, as I say, in the second half. But it didn't surprise me. I think we've got top players, and it was a very good start.
Ledley, you mentioned Roberto De Zerbi and last season. What's your assessment of De Zerbi? Because the Spurs fans seem to be very excited about next season with him in charge.
Yeah, I am as well. I think he's a top manager. We saw glimpses of what he's trying to do with the team and the players. But I think that was just on the surface, really. I think it's very difficult to come in at that stage and change too much. It was really about tweaking a few things and getting the results, which were most important for us. I think with a good pre-season under our belt, we'll see really what De Zerbi's about, and how well he implements his tactics. And the good sign is that we're doing business early as well, which gives players time to hopefully come back and integrate themselves in the team.
Can I ask you about those signings? Because of course we're only 5 days into the transfer window, 88 days to go, so a long time to get more business done. But the business that Spurs have done already, 3 key players, 3 leaders, 3 defensive players. Can you talk about them and their defensive qualities and leadership?
Yeah, well, I think first of all it shows our intent. I think we realised that over the last two seasons the league campaign's not been good enough. And we can't allow ourselves to be anywhere near the position we was in last season. So, we've brought in 3 really top quality players that know the league. More importantly, they're not going to need time to bed into the Premier League, although they'll need time to adjust to a new club, obviously. But these are proven players in this league, and they all have really good qualities that will add to our squad.
What do you make of Van Hecker and Senesi? Because they both seem to be good ball-playing centre-backs with, of course, as you mentioned, Premier League experience. Yeah,
I mean, I think that's what the manager likes. He wants his players to be able to play from the back, and the two of them are very good at that. It makes a big difference when you've got players at the back who can play balls between the lines. It just opens up the whole game for your attacking players. So yeah, really delighted to have them on board.
Ledley, as a former captain yourself at Tottenham and a legend, how important is it that Roberto De Zerbi does get leaders into this squad?
Yeah, the more leaders, the better. I think. They're always important. They're not just on the pitch, but players like Ben Davies, of course, didn't play much football last season, but his experience was invaluable at times last season. So yeah, the more characters like that, Robertson's a leader as well, and the more of them you have, the better chance you have, for sure.
What do you think Roberto De Zerbi's targets will be for next season? What would be a successful season next year?
Yeah, it's difficult. We've obviously finished 17th last 2 years, so it's hard to judge exactly where we're at. But I expect us to be up in and amongst the European places again. I think that we have the squad for it, for sure. We have the manager. But every season is different. Every season has different challenges. You don't know who's going to potentially spring out of the pack and surprise a few people, or if a few of the teams are going to dip and drop off their levels. So every season is different. I always say, as a player, you go into every season at the start of the season to try and win it, and you kind of take it from there.
How far away do you think that Tottenham are, though, for getting back to those Champions League spots? And as the club mentioned at the back end of last season, we want to be back to where we belong.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we kind of do a little bit better than a lot of people would expect, because I think that we're building something really special at the moment. But at the same time, it's important to kind of do it step by step. There's no quick fix here. We're trying to build something, and it's going to start with this season improving our league position by a long way. And as I say, we'll see. Every season is different. We'll play the first game. We'll have a better understanding after. I won't say the first game, but after the first 5 fixtures or so, you'll have an understanding of how good the team is looking and potentially where we could finish up.
I know, of course, you're going out to New Zealand and Australia for the pre-season tour. How much are you excited about that, meeting the fans and connecting with them again?
Yeah, it's something that I really enjoy doing. I went to New Zealand a couple of months ago, My first time in New Zealand. I wasn't there for very long, so next time it's a very long flight. But yeah, looking forward to going back out there and seeing a little bit more of the city, meeting some more fans, which I did get a chance to see actually. I did meet some fans, and that was really nice. And of course in Sydney as well, fantastic place. And yeah, it's great for us. It's great for us and it's great for the team to be able to see how big this football club is. You know, when you travel the other side of the world, and just to see that support, I think it's important to see that.
Ledley, lastly, what message would you give to the Tottenham Hotspur fans ahead of next season?
I would thank them for you know, all they gave last season. You know, they made the difference between us staying up. And yeah, I think that we can look forward to a positive season this season, and that's what we've all been waiting for a little while now. But I do think we're in a really good place, and you know, if the fans would get behind the team like they did last season, you know, we could achieve something really big.
Ledley, thanks so much for your time.
No problem. Cheers.
Jess, great to see you. Thanks so much for your time. Kit launch day. What do you make of the kits?
Yeah, I really like the home kit. It's nice and classy. I think the away kit is what's catching my eye. Nice and vibrant colours, and it's cool street style.
How important is it that the club include the local community in a launch like this?
Yeah, I think it's a big part. I think the community is the identity of the club. I think even in the launch, you could see the local foundation, women's, the men's, all together as one. So community definitely plays a big part.
For you personally, how's the recovery going with the ACL?
Yeah, it's been a long journey. We're getting there, taking good steps forward. So yeah, I'm excited to get back with the team soon.
Can you tell the fans when you hope to be back?
Next season for sure, I'll be back.
Okay. How have you been dealing with it mentally? Because it can't be easy going through such a long-term injury.
Yeah, I think it's been hard. There's ups and downs in it. But I think it's helped. I've done it the first time, so I kind of know the stages and stuff. But it's hard. I think the person I am, I try to look at it every day and take little steps. Don't think too far ahead and work on small goals and small wins.
How have the teammates been for you, and particularly Martin Ho as well?
Yeah, they've been great. When I first did it, Martin came to me straight after the game, and I was emotional at the time, but I think everyone's been great. The teammates been helping me through everything and through the stages, so yeah, they've been great help.
Of course, it was a successful first season under Martin Ho last year. You've been at the club now for 8 years. What's the differences, the main differences with Martin now in charge?
I think he's come in, he's raised the standards, his ability to want to win, and the togetherness we have as a team is showing on the pitch, scoring goals and then defending. I think we're playing really good football, but also when we need to shut shop and make sure no one scores against us, we're doing that as well. But as a club, we want to continue to grow. We need to keep fighting for them top spaces, so I'm excited for next season. We're going to keep working and pushing for that.
What do you think the aim and the ambition will be for next year?
I think do better what we did last year. I think the first season was just a start for Martin, and I know he'll want to keep raising the levels, and that's what we want to do as a club as well.
How exciting is it as a player like yourself to see Spurs showing real ambition in multiple different transfer windows, particularly under Martin, and getting business done so early now?
Yeah, I think that just shows the growth of women's football and the club, the ambitions they want. They want to keep pushing and keep striving to go forward, and I think it's nice to be a part of. And for me, I've been here for a long time, so to see the team still wanting to climb and get better is good.
Of course, we're outside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You know, Spurs women play here occasionally. What's it like for you walking out to this to the crowd in this ground?
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling to walk out here to the fans. I think the stadium is also the best in the world, so to be able to play on this pitch with the occasions, the fans, it's always a great moment.
Just lastly, if you were to give a message to the Tottenham Hotspur women fans for next season, what would you say?
Come watch us play, get your tickets, it'll be exciting to watch us, and I'm just excited to keep pushing with the team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Vidal, great to see you. Thanks so much for your time. What do you make of the new shirt today?
You know, I'm gassed. When I first saw the shirt, I was like, have we gone a bit loud with it? But then it's grown on me. It's actually grown on me. Like, I think it stands out. It's vibrant. I look forward to wearing it this summer.
You prefer the away to the home?
Ooh, yeah. But I like the home because the home is clean, but I do prefer the character of the away.
Why Tottenham for you? Why are you a Spurs fan?
Because I literally, if we could cut these trees away, you could see where I lived growing up. And it's the stadium that I used to see from my garden. And I just had this thing that if you're from there, you should support there. that was it. Like, my dad supports West Ham because he's from that part of London. I'm growing up in Tottenham, support Tottenham.
How much of an honour then is it to be involved in this kit launch today?
It's always very heartwarming. It's more heartwarming than I think it's going to be on my way. Do you know what I mean? When I get here and you see the energy and you see the kids and you just see like where we were, where I once was, it's nice to be able to be in that role model position and just still be relatable to them, still be cool with them, but just be like, wow, like I've done this journey. Who knows where they're going to be in 10 years, 15 years.
Of course, the fixtures also come out today as well as the kit launch. How excited are you?
I haven't seen the fixtures. Who we got first game?
We've got Brentford away. We've then got Newcastle at home and Nottingham Forest away. We've got the North London derbies in December and May.
Right.
And we finish the season Aston Villa away.
Okay, so they decided they don't like us this year. They made the decision that they don't like us. They want to see us finish in a similar position, but I believe that we're in a much better place heading into the new season.
How would you rate Roberto De Zerbi and what he did for us?
Since he come in, he hasn't really put a foot wrong. He hasn't put a foot wrong. The team showed way more commitment and passion to changing the situation we were in once he was in the position. I think you saw a care from the players that you didn't see before he stepped in. So I'm confident going into the new season with him. And we picked up some good people so far in the free transfers as well. So hopefully we can spend some money and get some more good ones. But I'm happy with the free ones. Let's keep going.
Robertson, Senesi and Van Hecker have signed already. We're only 5 days in the transfer window. How impressed have you been what the club have done so far?
That's what I mean. I think it's very, very smart moves. It hasn't cost us a penny. And we got some quality names there. So I'm happy with it. But you know who I want to see? Come to Spurs. Rashford.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
For now, realistically thinking, Rashford.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
Now, you've spoken before about your connection with Tottenham. How important was the Spurs Foundation in your journey, and what role did that play in your development?
So the Spurs Foundation ended my journey during my school life. So my secondary school life more so. There would be kick sessions, there would be like basketball sessions, like that were all funded by the foundation. So my first memory is like seeing the bibs. We used to wear the bibs that had the club logo on it, and as a kid, it's not the team kit, but you think it's a team kit because you got a bib on with the logo. So that was like my first memory of it, and then mainly kicks though. That was the thing. A lot of memories at kicks.
Vidal, how important is it that the club get the local community involved in projects?
I think you always got to start at home and branch out. You know, if you can, always have your community love you, and then that will grow. So I think with a club right now, we're in a position where we got a strong community, we got loyal fans, passionate supporters. It's the time to show the appreciation to them and help them spur on the players to change the results.
Which players do you like watching at the moment?
So when the little bit that Maddison come back, I realised how much we needed him. For sure, Van der Ven. I like Richarlison's effort recently. I weren't keen on him in the start, but Richarlison's really proven to say, no matter what, I'm going to try and get a goal. Like, I really appreciate his passion up front. I like Tell as well. I like Tell, Jed Spence, of course. To be fair, I like most of the team. Papsar, I think might be my personal favourite. Papsar might be my personal favourite.
What do Spurs need to do at the moment to be challenging up there again, for the top European spots and challenging for trophies?
We need to play with the passion that we deserve to be there and not play too much from the back because it causes us a lot of problems. I think it's just playing with confidence and playing with the quality that they actually are, rather than playing with an element of doubt, or you know what I mean. And I feel like if we do that, there's nothing wrong with the quality. If we play with that passion, we'll be there.
A lot of people talk about mentality. Roberto De Zerbi is big on mentality.
He is. De Zerbi is big on it.
You being a boxer as well with mentality, how important is that?
It's everything. De Zerbi's right. It's everything. You can have the best ability. Look, we're looking at Ronaldo right now. One of the best players we've ever seen. Started the World Cup mentally, it's not clicking. And he's got all the ability in the world. mental. It's like once he locked in and gets that first goal, you're going to see Ronaldo. And that comes down to mentality, because he's always had that skill. It just takes that mentality shift, that confidence shift, that encouragement, motivation to just unlock it. And I think all the great managers have had that ability.
Talking about the World Cup there, have you been watching it? Have you been enjoying it?
Yeah.
Who's going to win it?
France are looking like a problem. But it's this World Cup, I can't lie, there's 48 teams, right? And teams that are not supposed to be on smoke are on smoke. Like, you're actually seeing teams that are the most doubted perform, get draws. I don't know who's going to win it. I would not want to see Argentina win it again. I'll be honest. Messi getting back-to-back World Cups. I'm a Ronaldo guy. I can't let him go. That's going outside. It's going outside. I'm going to go Germany.
Let's talk a little bit about you personally. Of course, you fought here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last year and won. What's it like representing Spurs inside the ring?
That was you know what? It was a special feeling, but it's extra special because I was fighting an Arsenal fan. Don't get better than that. And he leaned into it as well. Whoever was controlling the sound system on that day should have never have let him play North London Forever in our stadium. That is despicable. I don't care if it's a football event or not. Should not let it run. But thank you, because it was even better to hear glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspurs once he lost. So it was a very good feeling. A lot of hard work went into it, a lot of pain, a lot of sacrifice. So to be able to be crowned the champion of Britain in my home stadium, massive undercard as well, Eubank and Ben, blessed.
But in 2025, Spurs won the Europa League.
Yeah.
You won a European trophy.
Yeah.
You brought another European trophy home to N17.
Right.
It's not for everyone, is it?
It's not for everyone. And you know who we're talking about. You know who we're talking about, the men in red. Yeah. The men in red have not managed to achieve it. Gabby Wilkinson. But yeah, other than that, they're doing all right.
Vidal Riley, what's next for you?
I can't say. I can't say, but it's exciting, and it's something I've been working my whole life to achieve. So things are being discussed and sorted, but I should finally get my hands on a world title. Hopefully, God willing.
Thank you so much, and best of luck for the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode, I'm going to start by talking about Luka Vuskovic, and I've spoken about this a lot. And I did say a good couple of weeks ago that I could see this happening, where a player is so used to playing and they are so used to getting game time, and he clearly feels that he is ready to be playing as a starter, and he clearly feels that he wants to play and can play confidently in the Premier League. Of course, he started the game against England in Croatia's 4-2 defeat against England a couple of days ago. He was then subbed off. But he seems to be a very, very confident 19-year-old that knows exactly what he wants. And at the moment, his focus is clearly getting away from Tottenham and playing regular first-team football. And he also wants to play in the Premier League, as stated. And, he wants game time. It is as simple as that. Spurs are reportedly now want around £70 million. Brighton have submitted their second bid, £45 million. That is not enough for Tottenham. Of course, Tottenham have just paid £52 million for John Paul Van Hecke. So this is going to be a very, very interesting one. Can I see Luka Vuskovic staying at Spurs and Spurs loaning him out? Because that's exactly what the club want to do. They want to loan him out for next season, and he doesn't want a loan. He has come out and said, his agent has come out and said, we don't want another loan. He wants to either be playing at Spurs or he wants a move to Brighton. So I can't see us ever seeing him in a Spurs shirt, which I think is a big shame because he is a huge talent for the future. But I think that Spurs now need to get as much money for him as possible. And I think at this stage, it's probably best to cash in and the club to get as much money as possible. And, we then use this money for future transfers in the next 87 days or so in this transfer window for Roberto De Zerbi to keep rebuilding and keep building this squad and hopefully, climb up that Premier League table and fight for a European spot in the 26-27 campaign. It's interesting as well, isn't it? Because the fixtures have come out, the new kits have come out, and this is where everyone feels excited. We've got new signings in really early, 3, and we've not even had a week officially of the transfer window. We've got 3 signings over the line already. The fixtures have come out, the new kits have come out, and it starts to feel very exciting. And you're then thinking, right, who are we playing in pre-season? Who are we playing on the opening day of the season? Of course, it is Brentford away. There are no easy games, and as I asked Ledley King about the fixtures, and it's interesting what he said about the banter whilst on international duty, a competition or a tournament like the World Cup, that you'd have banter with teammates, fellow teammates, international level, and so on. But there's no easy game, like Ledley King said, no easy game in the Premier League at all. And Brentford away is going to be a tough game. But, Roberto De Zerbi is here now, and our mindset needs to be completely different. We need to go into every game with full confidence that we are going to win. I remember the times under Mauricio Pochettino, every single time I left the house, either home game, away game, I always felt that we were going to win. And that wasn't just positivity. It was how I felt. I just thought that we had the team, we had the attitude, we had that desire to go and win every single game, and the confidence was outstanding throughout the whole of the team. And I'd love to be back there again in the very, very near future under Roberto De Zerbi. But of course, we all still can't get carried away. We need a lot more signings in. I did a Sky Sports interview yesterday, and I said on there it needs to be a 10 out of 10 window. 3 signings over the line. This must continue. The quality needs to continue. And as Michael Bridge, the Sky Sports journalist and presenter, said, Sandro Tonali, that would show real ambition from the football club. And he's absolutely right. It really would. To see Sandro Tonali at the football club and to see quality players like Fernandes from West Ham. These are quality players that Spurs should be bringing in. So yeah, it has to continue. Team talk of state and Adam Wharton, Spurs are prepared to enter the race for him, £100 million. This is a player that we should have bought in the past, actually. But that's going to be an interesting one. How much money is Spurs actually going to, spend in this transfer window? I hope it's a lot of money. I hope it's big money. And I hope that, Spurs really do improve this squad for Roberto De Zerbi, because I feel very excited with the type of football that De Zerbi wants to play. So watch this space. There is a lot of time left of the transfer window. Like I said, there's 87 days left of this transfer window, a long way to go and a lot of work to do for this football club. But so far, so good. Exciting times ahead, I'm sure. And that's exactly what I'm hoping for. I want to go into the season, the 26-27 season, feeling very excited and optimistic about what we can achieve next year. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit the subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you listen to this on an audio platform, please do hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. Now enjoy your weekend, stay safe and well, keep smiling and come on you Spurs.